Welcome to NSL Soccer on CBC Gem, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. We're at Stade Boreal, a steamy 30-degree night for the Montreal Roses and Calgary Wild, just the second meeting of the season. Let's introduce you to the Calgary Wild, and this is what happened the last time they met. 69 days ago, it was Janaea Robertson in the 86th minute, just a screamer off the post and in. Her first professional goal. She said it was emotional, doing it for the home team at McMahon Stadium. She'd been out of contract through her career, had lots of injuries through her career, but that's a personal highlight of the season for the 28-year-old from Delta, BC. Looking for more from her today. They're starting 11. The trifecta in the middle stays the same, but up front, take a look at those two new signings. Catherine Harvey, the Canadian striker, and Jorian Bauckham in the number 9 position coming into the starting 11 today. I had a chance to catch up with one of the team's leaders, Jacqueline Savitsky, before the match. Jackie, just the second meeting with Montreal today. Your team had the edge back on May 18th, long time ago, 1-0. What needs to happen for the Wild today to earn those 3 points?
Yeah, like you said, that game feels like ages ago. So I think even though we got the result, we kind of need to forget about it and move on, and we're coming off of a loss. So I think the biggest thing for us is showing that we're resilient, showing that we're all on the same page going into the game plan, and being really aggressive and showing that physical dominance today.
You've had 2 new players join the team this week. As one of the leaders on the team, how have you and the Wild helped them adjust to this new environment?
Yeah, obviously coming into it, it's going to be tough for them to kind of mold right off the bat, but I think the most important thing is, as a collective, we stick to the game plan and just show that we're all on the same page and use that communication and just let them do their thing as well. Like they'll learn over time, but let them be themselves and show their creative abilities in that final third.
The Montreal Roses, meantime, in the battle between the top of the table, AFC Toronto, it was Montreal with a 2-1 victory. They were buzzing in the first half. Latifa Abdu nearly missing there. She did get on the score sheet at one point, and they were just all over AFC Toronto, especially in that opening half. Kept going here. Tanya Boychuk looking for her opportunity from distance, and she'd be in on the winning goal as well, providing the service. Coming up here to Megan Sauvé, who opened up her account on the NSL season with a great shot from distance past Sophia Manor. A 2-1 win for the Montreal Roses. They'll be looking for more today against the Calgary Wild, and looking more for Latifa Abdu. 4 goals on the season. She's tied for 3rd in the NSL in terms of goals as well as shots on goal. So it's definitely somebody that Lydia Bedford and her team has on their eyes today. Starting 11, it's unchanged from that match against AFC Toronto. One note in the midfield, Charlotte Bilbao available off the bench today. And as for Megan Sauvé, she was ecstatic with that first ever goal. I spoke to her before the match. Megan, you're coming in off a win against AFC Toronto where you picked up your first goal of the season. It was a screamer. How good did that feel?
I mean, it felt awesome. I think in the last few games, I was told to take my shots more, like hope for a shooting star, some luck, and that's what I did, and it paid off, so I'm super happy.
Only the second meeting between the Roses and the Calgary Wild this season. What are the keys to victory tonight for the Roses?
I think for us, it's sticking to our identity. Last game we played them, we kind of went afar from what we usually do, and I think staying true to what we do well, I think that's what's going to pay off tonight.
Well, the fans are in the mood tonight at Stade Boreal under the lights for this matchup between the hosts, Montreal Roses, the visiting Calgary Wild FC, and that is coming up just ahead here on CBC Gem. Welcome back. Stade Boreal, the scene tonight for the Northern Super League and a matchup between the Roses and the Wild. Montreal hosting Calgary, and the final paces being put through by both teams. The Montreal Roses in those familiar, I call them the Rose uniforms, but the red with blue, ready to get going. Felicia Roy getting another start tonight in the midfield, the 19-year-old from Montreal. And here, Michaela Moore giving some final words for the Calgary Wild. And two new players in the lineup. There's Jorian Baucom right there coming out of the final cheer, making her NSL debut from Scottsdale, Arizona. Expected to bring a physical presence, pace, and technical ability up front. They're excited about her. Of course, also excited about this woman as well, Catherine Harvey, out of Trinity Western University, had previously played in Australia. They were on the radar for the Calgary Wild in January, but ended up signing at the summer transfer window. Ready for kickoff. Montreal Roses and Ali Hess will get things started. Last time these two teams met, it was the Calgary Wild winning 1-0 at McMahon Stadium. The Roses looking for a little revenge at their home pitch tonight. And off they go on the attack right away. Sauvé. Baucom with her first touch of the NSL. Battling it with Stephanie Hill. Sauvé certainly brimming with confidence after her first goal of the season. We showed you off the top of the show. Montreal's press, and Latifa Abdu with a shot, and it's an early goal! Couldn't have a better start than that, and Latifa Abdu with her 5th goal of the season. Abdu and her team celebrating. Meantime, the Calgary Wild pulling it together. Less than a minute into the game. Calgary under pressure, a heavy touch by Jackie Savitsky, and Abdu is in pursuit. Then a left-footed strike, just takes a deflection by Stephanie Bukovic. Just off the foot of Micah Rolfsma. And just no chance for Steph Bukovic 1 minute into this match, but similar bad luck that Calgary faced in their last match, a 3-0 loss to Ottawa. 2 goals off set pieces and 1 own goal. And Lydia Bedford said she's looking for that resilience, that comeback factor with her team. As mentioned, Montreal in their red with blue shorts. Calgary wearing their all purple. Moore gets enough of a foot on it, out for a throw in. Monyard. Claire Monyard taken down, and this could be another opportunity for the Roses. Maggie Doherty Howard getting called for the foul. Monyard getting her 2nd straight start for the Roses. Had a really lovely game against AFC Toronto. Just sitting in behind the two strikers of Boychuk and Abdu. Abdu on the ball. Chips it in, looking for the far post, and the cross in! An excellent opportunity for the Roses to go ahead 2-0, just away from the foot of Tanya Boychuk. Ali Hess with the cross in, and Boychuk just a little bit late. Storty sending it up the pitch. Capadonna handles that. Looking up, very head first player, Capadonna. Abdu closed down. Hill's pass out of touch. Moore was looking for Doherty Howard, gives it away to Hess. Boychuk. Chance for Boychuk! 2-0 for the Montreal Roses, and the two star strikers, Latifa Abdu and Tanya Boychuk, are on the board. It's a nightmare start for the visiting Calgary Wild. Moore looking forward and read by Hess. Boychuk, just a tidy finish by Steph Bukovic. One touch by Rolfsma, out of foot and into the back of the net. Tanya Boychuk, 4 goals on the season now. 25-year-old from Edmonton. And we'll see what kind of rebound effort here the Calgary Wild have. Down 2 goals within 5 minutes. In the hostile confines of Stade Boreal. Ali Hess taking no chances. Doherty Howard turning, cross in, Jorian Baucom. Baucom looking for an opportunity, taken down, no call. That's the kind of action in the box, though, that Lydia Bedford wants to see from her team. Up against Stephanie Hill. One move, and Hill, tough tackle. There's the head official for tonight. Carly Shaw McLaren. Sauvé earns a throw in off the foot of Grace Storty. Lydia Bedford had a chance to catch up with her before the match, and that road record, which you saw there, 1-4-1 on the road. Haven't won since a a 4-1 victory against Halifax back on April 26th at the Wanderers grounds. And they're just looking for a little bit more hunger in their mentality, a little bit more fire in the belly, as Bedford said. They need plenty of fire in this one, trying to come back from a 2-0 deficit. Allie Green, Catherine Harvey, her first touches. Harvey. Ball out for a throw. A nice touch to Harvey, who takes the brunt of that tackle from Haley Whitaker. And off quickly, the cross into the hands of Anna Karpenko. Calgary with the press of their own, earns a throw in. Doherty Howard trying to slide it into Savitsky. And Montreal able to play out of danger. Too far for Latifa Abdu. Ball bouncing, Sarita Thurton trying to put pressure on. Ball bouncing around a lot on this turf at Stade Boreal. Moore. Looking for Balcom, but that'll be too far. Anna Karpenko making her 10th start of the season today, the 23-year-old from Richmond Hill, Ontario. A goalkeeping family. Her dad and her brother, both goalkeepers. Sarita Thurton on a header. Hill pushing the ball upfield. Storty heads it down. Abdu looking through for Sauvé, but Moore reads that. Vukovic under pressure. And out for Montreal, throw in. Robert Rosatoyu has to be pleased with the way this press is working, hemming Calgary in their own end and putting pressure on Vukovic. Carly Shaw McLaren having some words of what's going on in the box. Tifa Abdu, the cross in, not cleared away. Storty looking up the pitch and elects to go all the way back. Karpenko. Calgary trying to get their shape back. A long ball in, this time to Monyard. Monyard. Abdu laying it off to Schenk. Schenk. Playing a little give and go with Sauvé. Hess stripped to the ball, and Doherty Howard looking forward. And Bauckham putting pressure on Hill. Robert Rosatoyu must be pleased with the way this game has started. Less than 15 minutes in. 2-0 the scoreline. Both those goals coming within the first 5 minutes. And he said that's one of the things that he's hoping a little bit more from the team, more goal scoring, especially at home at Stade Boreal. Obviously they want to entertain the fans, that's part of it. Again, Montreal forcing Calgary to turn back. Harvey. Shielding Whitaker. Earning the throw in. Catherine Harvey, 28-year-old from Coquitlam, BC, wearing number 23 for Calgary. Most recently with Melbourne City. Robertson to Green, out for the throw-in. Abdu pushing forward, looking for Sauvé. It'll be Sauvé against Doherty. Tried to give and go with Ali Hess, and out for a goal kick. Ali Hess, very consistent this season for Montreal. Usually alongside Charlotte Bilbao, who's out, available off the bench today. Felicia Roy starting in that normal position. See that pressure from Montreal and get the ball back. Capadonna. Back to Karpenko. Abdu, the run in behind. Rolfsma, big tackle. Timely one at that. Hill's pass off the mark and out for a Calgary throw. Wild looking to move up the pitch, get something going. Savitsky. Quickly pursued by Latifa Abdu. Ball turned back over. not do shields. Karpenko under pressure. Moore scoops it in. Very nearly a combination between the two new players, Harvey and Baucom. That'll take a little time, get the chemistry going. Calgary pressing, earning the ball back, out for a throw-in. Right now, Montreal, the edge, up in the top left-hand hand of your screen. 3 shots, 2 on target, and both goals. Rolfsma lets it run through to Green. Storty. It's the ball through. Doherty Howard. Storty will pick that up. Back to Moore. Moore's pass through, picked off. Sauvé, Schenk. Schenk, the cross in. Broken up by Robertson. Probably a good thing, too. Thurton. Finds Harvey. Harvey going one-on-one. Harvey! That's blocked! Just goes out of bounds. But Calgary, their first attempt at goal, it comes from one of their newcomers, Catherine Harvey. Nice first touch out of foot, too. And blocked just in the nick of time. So corner kick here for the Calgary Wild. Trailing 2-0. Micah Rolfsma on the ball. Rolfsma, the ball in. Headed away by Hess. Back in. Doherty Howard trying to keep it alive. Storty pumps it back in, the header! And Karpenko had to dive for that. Looked like it might have been outside of the post anyway, but Calgary at least a little energy in this offensive third. Thurton does well. Turn that ball. Baucom tried a little back heel, didn't work that time. To Sauvé. Storty. Well won tackle. Storty with some space. Steaming down this right flank. The cross in. It goes to Harvey and the volley. Just not enough power behind it, but making a connection was Storty with Harvey. Capadonna. Ball up the pitch. Abdu trying to run in behind. Moore. Nice tackle by Moore. And into the arms of Bukovic. Latifa Abdu proving to be very dangerous in the early going in this match. Karpenko well out of goal. The Roses keep coming. Sauvé gives chase. Early cross in. Handled by Robertson. Nice little side foot there by Monyard to shank the cross. Doesn't go far. Moore to Storty and Thurton. Bukovic up the pitch to Capadonna. Former Yukon captain. And one of the leaders in the back end here, just 23 years of age. Lucy Capadonna with the ball now. Boychuk having a run. Nice tackle by Robertson. Boychuk always looking for those one-on-one opportunities, and Robertson does well to get her foot in there. Savitsky looking for Baucom. Baucom wins it back. Thurton. Savitsky. Storty. More to Rolfsma. Green, nice little move by Boychuk. Can't get the pass in, picked off by Whitaker. Karpenko under pursuit is Maggie Doherty Howard, doing a lot of running so far in this match. Ball picked off again, this time by Whitaker, and it's up to Abdu. Abdu, she's got Sauvé. Abdu deciding to go 1v1. Timely block by Michaela Moore. And Moore had to be on her game with Latifa Abdu steaming ahead. Another look. Moore, the New Zealand international, just showing why. So experienced, 71 caps for the Football Ferns. Abdu on the corner. Launching a high one in and cleared by Savitsky. Not out of danger yet. Roy from distance. Great crowd on hand at Stade Boreal. Fans happy so far. Nice movement by Calgary. More to Green. On the switch of play, Wolfsma to pass a little hard for Savitsky, picked off. And Montreal, whether they're in that forward press or mid press. Danger! Vukovic, well off her line. That's something Robert Rosatoyu wants to see from his team. Obviously, you can't press all game long, but there needs to be some kind of pressure. And winning as close to goal as possible is the mantra. It's caused some problems in the early going. Calgary has settled into their game, up to Thurton. Karpenko scoops that up. Boychuk, nice turn by Savitsky. Looking forward now. Another tackle by Robertson. Doherty Howard. Nice touch on the foot. Doherty Howard, the long shot. Didn't get all behind it. Watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. I'm Signa Butler. So glad you could be with us on CBC Gem for this matchup between the Calgary Wild and the Montreal Roses. The Roses in command right now, leading 2-0, looking for more. Tanya Boychuk slides the cross in and hands out like a cat. Steph Vukovic. And the teams will have a hydration break here. NSL's hydration partner is Powerade. And it feels like 31 degrees at Stade Boreal, so get those electrolytes in you, will you? Well, Montreal's offense, as they were in their last match against AFC Toronto, buzzing early. Let's take a look at their goals. Again, under pressure, the pass out of the back. Latifa Abdu picks it off Jackie Savitsky, and just a quick shot off the foot of Rolfsma. And celebrations were on, a little explosion. And another goal, Tanya Boychuk, the back of the net, tidy finish. And just a little statistic, when Latifa Abdu or Tanya Boychuk score, Montreal Roses are undefeated on the season. So something to keep in mind. But the Calgary Wild, lots of resilience. With Coach Lydia Bedford saying they're really good at solving problems, figuring out things. She'd like it if they solved them a little earlier, but sometimes you'll see this team, the Calgary Wild, come back at halftime, just all guns a-blazing. And we've seen a bounce back from them in this second half of this first half. So this game is not over yet. Jory Mbakam in the center of your screen, just talking it out with Captain Maggie Doherty Howard. Players just came into camp earlier this week, Monday and Tuesday. Started training with the team on Thursday, and here they are starting today. That is Catherine Harvey and Jory Mbakam. The team wanted to go out and find some forwards especially with Polly Johnson coming back from injury. She's not available today, didn't travel with the team, but she's close to returning. Polly Johnson, the Australian international with 3 goals on the season for Calgary. Harvey, very familiar with many players on the Calgary Wild, at Trinity Western Spartan. Back to the action after that break. 10 minutes remaining in this opening half. Sauvé. Abdu. Wow, the touch just bounces around. Abdu has a go at goal, but not much behind it. Up the pitch it goes. Stephanie Hill. Boychuk. Looking for Whitaker, and she was gonna give it a go, but was just on her back foot. Green does well to get out of trouble. And looking up. Didn't see Shank there, but was looking for Thurton. Whitaker, 12th start, 13th start of the season today. Started every single match. Robert Rosatoyu. Encouraging his team. One of the best defensive teams in the league this year. They've only given up 9 goals. But they don't want to be complacent. There's always new tools to add. Of course, teams always looking at video and how to read you. Latifa Abdu, a little backheel to Sauvé. She's still got it, Sauvé! Blocked just in time. Sauvé looking for her second in the season and the second straight game. Shank the cross in. Headed away by Green. Not out of trouble yet. Hess! Doherty Howard brings it down. Patient. Doherty looking up the pitch. Baucom. Going to test Stephanie Hill back there. Savitsky, strong press, Baucom, what can she do? Ball taken away, out to Thurton. Thurton going one-on-one and earns the corner kick. So Doherty Howard will come onto the ball for this corner kick. Calgary looking for a goal. Something positive out of this first half. Calgary couldn't find someone on the end of it, and it's cleared away up the pitch. All the way to Bukovic, who's way out of her goal. Well, under pressure. And Thurton called for the foul there. Maybe had a little tug of the jersey. Lara Schenk, the former German youth international from Hanover, Germany. Just got stuck in the foot of Sarita Thurton, 1 yard. Sauvé quickly out of feet. Back to Bukovic, who will take no chances. Capadonna pops it back to Karpenko. Off the foot of Schenk, under some pressure from the Wild. Moore taking a look at their shape. Robertson, back to Bukovic. Montreal pressuring again. Rolfsma had to get that tackle in there. 5 minutes remain in this opening half. Great crowd on hand at Stade Boreal. Just over 3,000 fans today. Party atmosphere. The lights will come on soon. And the spotlight has been certainly on the Roses today. Early goals from Latifa Abdu and Tanya Boychuk, the two star strikers. Giving the Roses a comfortable lead within 5 minutes. But Calgary's been pressing here in the second half of this opening 45 minutes. Robertson turning. Karpenko picks it up. And Robertson, the goal scorer the last time these two teams met back on May 18th. Calgary trying to keep Montreal on their own end, hemming them in. And the ball will go in the favor of the Calgary Wild, and Savitsky's down. See if she's all right. Let's take another look. Savitsky up and at it. And just got the hand to the face just at the back end of that play from Claire Monyard, and a free kick for Calgary. Doherty Howard on the ball. Couldn't get it over that first line of defense. Heavy touch by Rolfsma. Can Thurton chase that down? She does, but it's out of touch. Just a few minutes left in this opening half. Calgary would love to get a little something before the half, give them some momentum. Savitsky does well to get that ball in. Hill clears it away. Back to Moore. Wolfsma. Familiar pairing. This back four for Calgary, so consistent this season. Under pressure though. Doherty Howard, some space. Looking for Thurton. Still Thurton against Schenk. Thurton, the service in! Over the head of Karpenko. She had to punch that away. Rolfsma got tied up. And out for a Montreal throw. 3 minutes of added time. Our fourth official, Salma Flores de Rocher. 26-year-old from Victoriaville. This is an all Quebec crew except for Carly Shaw McLaren from Prince George, BC, who now lives in Ottawa. Bit of time for the Wild. Maybe find a little bit of something before the half. Doherty Howard, a little clever back heel. Was looking for Thurton. Right area of the pitch to try it. Storty pumps it forward. Savitsky under pressure, escapes. Doherty Howard runs across her body, did well with Steph Hill just to poke it away. Boychuk fighting off Wild defenders. Pushing forward, Rolfsma manages to get in there just in time. And Boychuk will see a yellow. Pulling the jersey is pretty much an automatic yellow card. And a little bit around the neck area there. Tanya Boychuk. Fourth goal of the season she scored tonight. Just about a minute left and change in added time. Well up by Hill. And Janaea Robertson will pick up a yellow card. Got the cleats up on Latifa Abdu. Just coming in and just getting the edge on Abdu. So is this a late opportunity for the Montreal Roses? Wild need to be on their toes. Sauvé. Abdu looking across. And that'll be it for the opening 45 minutes. Montreal's offense was firing early and often. Tanya Boychuk, one of the goal scorers. Latifa Abdu, the other. A 2-0 lead for the hosts, Montreal Roses, over the visiting Calgary Wild. Another look at this early shot by Abdu. Took a deflection. Celebrations were on. Tanya Boychuk followed with this one. And it's 2-0 at the half. We'll have more breaking it down.
Done, AFC Toronto, quite the run you're having right now. And I want to talk about your journey just a little bit here, because you started off the season having to prove yourself to make it into the starting lineup. By the way, 17 years of age. How did that help you as a player, knowing that you have to fight for a role? And what did that do for your confidence?
It was kind of motivation. I mean, coming into a team being the youngest in the league, I knew that no matter where I was going, I would have to fight for a spot and prove myself. Having the mindset coming into the season like that, I think it just really motivated me to work hard every day at training, always putting my best foot forward. And then once I got out on the pitch, just kind of did what I normally do, put a goal in the back of the net. That's kind of just how it all started. I was super excited to get that goal, but then building off that in training and then the games following that, I've been doing really good so far. So just got to keep up that mentality, and yeah.
What role did Coach Marco play in instilling belief in you and giving you as well that confidence to know that, you know, you belong as well, right? You don't just belong in this league, belong on the team, but belong in a starting 11 role or whatever role you play, but that you are contributing, right? How much of a role did Coach Marco even play in that?
He's been super, super helpful. One of the most influential coaches that I've had so far in my career. The biggest thing is just every day coming into the environment and improving and getting better each day. So every day I come in with that mindset, and then once I'm on the pitch, he's not always in my ear, but I know, like, when I'm in a play, I know I can hear him speaking to me saying that's good or that's bad or whatever like that. So yeah, just when I'm on the pitch, I kind of just let it flow free, but there's always that little voice in the back of my head saying the next steps.
Does he know that he's like that voice of God in your head and you're like, sometimes love it, sometimes need you to be quiet?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a joke that goes around, but yeah.
You know, going back a little bit, you know, when you were younger, you've played in big moments already. I mean, yes, you're only 17 and a lot of people are being introduced to you for the very first time, but you did play in the Vancouver Whitecaps system. In fact, it was even just last year in the interprovincial tournament that the Vancouver girls won that tournament, which gave you qualification into the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup. You were MVP of the interprovincial tournament. You go and play in the Champions Cup. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I mean, we got to play against some NWSL giants like San Diego Wave and Portland Thorns. I got to play against my biggest idol, Christine Sinclair, so that was a dream come true. It sparked something in me when I got to play against those teams that this is what I want to do and that I want to pursue professional soccer. So it's something that will live with me for the rest of my life, getting to experience that. But yeah, it just sparked something in me, and I mean, here I am now. So.
Did Christine take it easy? Probably not.
She scored against us in Vancouver.
Oh, that's so mean. It's the rivalry that keeps on giving. I feel like it doesn't matter what sport you're in, Toronto versus Montreal. We absolutely love it. And there's obviously a rivalry going on between Toronto and Montreal too in the NSL. You're two of the top teams right now. How do you approach those games? Do you feel that? Do you feel the legacy of that type of rivalry between the two cities?
Yeah, I mean, I'm new to that, coming over here to the kind of east side of Canada, but as soon as I got here, I could tell that there's tension between the cities. So, I mean, every time we play them, it's always a good game. It's super competitive, it's physical, it's always super, super fun, and those are the games that I try to be a big game player and just put my best foot forward and, I don't know, do something shifty, score a goal, you know, surprise the fans and stuff. But yeah, it's always a super good game. I mean, for me and my team, we absolutely love it. I'm sure they love it as well. So hopefully we just keep that rivalry going, and I think we play them next month again in Montreal. So looking forward to that.
Well, and speaking of records, obviously with everything being the inaugural season, you know, history will be made with whoever ends up finishing top of the goal scoring charts. And right now, Pridham is there with 10, but you're there with 6. Is that something you think about at all? Like, do you keep track of other players around the league scoring? Do you keep track of her DB because you just see that she's leading at all? I mean, is that on your mind?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm aiming for, to be top goal scorer. So all credit to DB. She's done super, super well this season. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting up there and I'm not going to stop.
And speaking of goals, what about some goal celebrations? I was actually at the game where you got a brace, where you were taking on Ottawa, and you paid homage to Diogo Jota. I saw you do that with your goal celebration. Very touching. Is there a fun one that you love?
There's not really a specific one that I enjoy doing the most, but I don't know. I just think fun celebrations is a way of engaging the fans, just bringing joy to the environment. And yeah, it makes it a goal worth people remembering it.
Love hearing that. So you do have one eye, obviously, in the goal scoring title. Love that that's something that, you know, because you admit, I know a lot of players, no, I don't care. But deep down, so you're like, yes, you do. What about when it comes to the national team? We know that Casey Stoney has made it perfectly clear that she keeps her eye on the NSL. NSL players have been called up. Holly Ward scoring, becoming the first player from the NSL to do that with the national team. Is that also something that you're striving for and making sure that Casey Stoney, you know, can see what you're doing?
Absolutely. My dream since I was a little girl was to play for the senior women's national team. So that dream's not going to stop until I get there. So, I mean, every game I play, every training, it's just kind of improving me, getting me ready for that moment when I finally get called up. So just got to keep pushing for that. I did recently train with the senior women's national team before their game against Costa Rica here, and just kind of being in that environment, just like stop looking around and being like, I'm surrounded by all these players right now is an amazing feeling. And it just kind of reminded me of all the hard work that I've put in to get there, and that there's still so much more to go and so much more to put in. So just got to keep working at that. I think it will come with time. I'm still young, but yeah, it's always in the back of my head. That's final goal.
Well, we look forward to continuing to watch your journey. Appreciate you taking the time here on the show.
Of course. Thank you so much.
After a season of firsts, it all comes down to one match. The NSL final hits BMO Field on November 15th, and the race is wide open. Which two clubs will rise to the top and earn a shot at being crowned the first ever champions of the Northern Super League? Be there when history is made. Scan the QR code or visit nsl.ca/final to sign up for the ticket presale. Welcome back to the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Party atmosphere at Stade Boreal, and why not with their team ahead? The Roses 2-0 over the visiting Calgary Wild FC. It got going early. 53 seconds into the match, Michaela Moore looking for Jackie Savitsky in the midfield. A big touch off of her foot, and Latifa Abdu in pursuit, and Abdu can score from anywhere. That one taking a deflection off Rolfsma. No chance for Stephanie Bukovic, but it was an early goal for the Roses. And then again, putting some pressure on. This press from Montreal, so effective. Monyard in pursuit, and then Ali Hess picking off the pass, finding Tanya Boychuk, the other star striker for the Roses. And I keep saying it, tidy finish by Boychuk for her fourth goal of the season. 2-0 for the Montreal Roses. Well, as for Calgary, we talked about the two new faces in the lineup, the two summer transfer acquisitions. Catherine Harvey, you see her here, number 23, had a few opportunities in that opening half. Great first touch there and a timely block, or else that probably would have found the back of the net. Calgary was pursuing things in the second half of that opening half. Storty steaming down this right side. Again, looking for Harvey. Couldn't quite get the volley on it, but was there in pursuit. And Jorian Baucom, not too many touches in this opening half, but showing a little fancy footwork from the native of Scottsdale, Arizona. First half stats for you. It was Montreal with the possession lead right now, and also with shots. Calgary, though, the second half of that 45 minutes, looking like they had a little bit of life. They'll need to put one behind Anna Karpenko to chip away at that lead. Well, stay with us at Stade Boreal as the Montreal Roses and Calgary Wild continue on CBC Gem.
3 saves of the season so far, starting with number 3.
I love how the goalkeeper is putting the midfielder, the former midfielder and former goalkeeper, on the spot.
Yes.
But I'm willing to do it because the saves, they're not as sexy as maybe the best goals, but they're equally as important, sometimes even more important. So we're going to start off with Annika Toth for the Halifax Tides. So this is Annika Toth, I think, showcasing what she does best. She commands the area well off the set piece. Her athleticism and her footwork allows her to divert that off frame. And under pressure as time ticked down, no less, Kate, because what's important to underline here is the context of all of this. This is right before Blouin gets on the board and gets them their first away win of the season.
And 23 years old, with Erin McLeod injured, this is a massive moment for Annika Toth, and she's taking advantage of it.
She is filling in really well for the Halifax Tides.
Okay, number 2. Who you got?
Number 2, I got Molly Erickson with the Ottawa Rapid. So this is an excellent bit of skill by Montreal Rose's Hayley Whitaker. Great touch, fabulous to get it up and over, and then connects with that on the volley. But Molly Erickson, her expert positioning and her cat-like reflexes. Peregrine Falcon is the mascot for the Ottawa Rapid, but more like a cat here, and she allows her to parry that over the bar, but again, coming up in critical moments for her team.
And sometimes volleys like that are really hard to anticipate. So she anticipated it, moved her body perfectly, and was able to knock it up and over out of danger. And that's why the injury to Molly Erickson is such a tough one for Ottawa, because she is a premier shot stopper in this league. So that was a heck of a save. What's been the best save of the season so far?
There have been a number of them, and there are other honorable mentions that we won't have time to get to, but Steph Bukovic, who is known for her distribution, her technique, her skill on the ball, comes up with an old style, old school shot stop here, where it looks like you've got the Vancouver Rise, looks like a certain goal. And Steph Bukovic puts up that stop sign and says, absolutely not, and is up to the task to get to the ball after the fact. So it's not only the initial save, which great positioning, timing, and reflexes off the line to stop the shot, make yourself big.
Yes.
She's not particularly a goalkeeper of big frame, but then has the speed to get to that loose ball.
And the fearlessness.
Yeah.
That's when not everyone can be a goalkeeper, Amy.
Yes, the fearlessness and the bravery, 100%. It's a mindset that I want no part of, but I respect it.
Yes, me too, me too. And listen, that was a heck of a save. And Steph Bukovic, the aura that you need from a goalkeeper. And here are Amy's top 3 NSL saves so far. We've got Annika Toth, Molly Erickson, and Steph Bukovic at number 1. And Amy, you know what I want to see for the rest of this season from keepers? I want to see some celebrations. Why are strikers the only ones that get to have fun?
Yes, I think about that in the World Game. You had Moise Bombito for a men's national team, a great tackle, hyping up the crowd. Why not from our goalkeepers? I love it.
Let's see it.
Oh my goodness, Latifa Abdu playing through Brenham. Now that's a finish.
Oh, off the post and in. It's the goal we've been waiting for.
That is a highlight we will see over and over and over again. That is absolutely world class. Oh my goodness.
Thanks for watching the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Montreal and Calgary. It is the Roses ahead 2-0, 45 minutes left to play. Got some substitutions coming up for the Calgary Wild. As probably anticipated, there are newcomers playing just one half today, so you'll see Catherine Harvey come out of the match and Madison Wilson come in. And Jorian Bauckham coming out of the match. And Danielle Steer coming in back from injury. Maggie Doherty-Howard on the left-hand side of your screen. She gives ferocious talks, I'm told, from the Calgary Wild. And we'll see if that can spur on her team. There's Danielle Steer, has a goal on the season so far. And they need goals today with Montreal leading 2-0. And we're all set for the second half to begin. Maggie Doherty-Howard on the ball for the Wild. The second half of that opening half, much better for Calgary. They settled into the match. Able to handle that press a little bit better. They got some work to do. Thanks again for joining us on CBC Gem. I'm Signa Butler taking you through the action today. So glad you could be with us. Final match of week 16 on the NSL schedule. Calgary Wild in their familiar purples, going from right to left now. And offside is the flag. Shank looks up the pitch, headed away by Moore. Boychuk turning green. Capadonna to Karpenko. Shaw McLaren whistling for a foul. Thurton, burst of speed. Beating Shank on that right side. Thurton, the cross in. Just deflected away by Stephanie Hill. Back to Thurton. And Montreal able to get out of it, not quite. Green in pursuit, that'll be a foul on Tanya Boychuk. On a yellow on this game, so she'll have to be cautious. Sarita Thurton, some early action on that right side of the pitch. Thurton, of course, are picking up her first goal of the season against Vancouver on July 12th. And Calgary can be dangerous on set pieces. This is an early gift for them. It's like Doherty-Howard on the ball. Scored on a free kick, slightly closer than this one. This time looking over top, looking for some header. Steer, oh, chance blocked by Hill. Doherty-Howard. And just over top of the goal. Timely block by Stephanie Hill. Some people wanting a handball, though it would have been against Calgary if there was one. And that one off the arm of Stephanie Hill, but that's fine. Greenwell in, but Capadonna will see that out for a Deep throw in. So a chance there for the Calgary Wild. And, you know, when you have an early chance in the half or beginning of a game, certainly builds the confidence. Savitsky. Moore gets a foot on it. Savitsky back at it. Called for the foul on Megan Sauvé. So Savitsky and Sauvé getting tangled up. Call going the way of the Roses. Over Rosatoyu. One thing he was concerned about against this Calgary team was their wide play, the fact that they can really stretch you out. They have that wide structure in the way they play. They switch play really easily. They have a goalkeeper like Steph Vukovic who can use her feet. So they wanted to be mindful of that in this match. The press really effective in those opening minutes. Wilson cutting inside. Another touch by Wilson. Final pass wasn't there. Hill's clearance, not cleared away. Doherty Howard. Just off the foot of Storty. Moore chases it down, but that'll go out for a goal kick. Calgary coach Lydia Bedford acknowledging that Montreal, they had to be careful against the press. Especially with Latifa Abdou playing up top. And the last meeting between these two teams, Abdou is playing sort of on the right wing and now in more of her natural position up front. Whitaker looking for a target. Abdou 5 goals on the season now. Moore. Storty bounces up. Shoved off the ball by Hess. Thurton to Doherty Howard. Looking for a target up front. Steer is offside. See a little bit of frustration there. An opportunity. The outcome does not go the Wild's way. Back in possession is the Roses. Whitaker under pressure. Capadonna looking forward. Broken up. Wilson. Green. And that's picked off by Sauvé. Storty gets a foot on it. Boychuk. And kicks that over top, out of danger. Free throw in. Foul on Hess. One thing for those young players out there, if you want to watch somebody and how they move with the ball and without the ball, Maggie Doherty-Howard of Calgary. Always moving around on throw-ins. Always in the right spaces. There's the captain, Maggie Doherty-Howard, 29-year-old from Largo, Florida. 8 seasons in the NWSL. About 130 matches, 10,000 minutes. And that professionalism drips down through the roster. There she is in pursuit. Stephanie Hill, former McGill star of U Sports. And Hess moving forward. Abdu. Lovely ball out to Whitaker. Whitaker going to her left foot and looking for the far post. Boychuk slow to get up. Another look at this chance that developed before the offside called, but Bukovic was on the case anyway. Hess strips the ball. Green will get a yellow card for that one against Latifa Abdu. Just with a shirt tug there, and that means you go in the books. Abdu on this free kick. Into the arms of Bukovic. Moore looking up the pitch. Has Thurton streaking by Hill. And the touch just a little heavy. Thurton likes what she saw there from Michaela Moore. One of the team leaders. And young Thurton, her first pro contract. Former youth national team member. Went to the U17 World Cup and the U20 World Cup. Marnyard with a little mag, gets the ball through. Robertson does well. The pass wasn't there. Capadonna, Boychuk. Boychuk with some room. Looking for Abdu. And just enough of a bump to get Abdu off the ball. And out of bounds for a Montreal throw. And we'll see some substitutions come into the match. Tanya Boychuk, one of the goal scorers today, will come out. Lori Thibault into the match. Scored that 2-0 goal. For her 4th goal in the season, Tanya Boychuk, co-captain of the Roses. Lori Thibault coming in, and Charlotte Bilbao. Nice to see her back on the pitch. She'll come into the match as well. Let's take another look at Tanya Boychuk's goal, set up by Ali Hess. That nice touch by Michael Rolfsma, and the finish. Bilbao into the match for Ali Hess. Robertson shoved off the ball by Schenk. There's Lori Thibault. Won national championship in youth sports with the Montreal Carabins back in 2022. And the French international, Charlotte Bilbao. Over 50 caps for country for Bilbao. Just easing her way back into the lineup. Doherty Howard on the ball. High! Spilled by Karpenko. Controlled nicely. And up the pitch. Monyard was looking for a streaking Thibault, but she was behind the ball. Offside on the Wild. Hill escapes the pressure from Doherty Howard. Monyard. Sauvé. Bois. Out of bounds for a Calgary throw. And we'll see another substitution here. Claire Monyard coming out of the match, and Noémie Paquin coming in. Monyard getting her 2nd straight start today. And Paquin coming into the match. Green launches that up the field. Steer was trying to get by Whitaker, but she shielded the ball well there. Well, a lot of football going on this weekend. Of course, the Northern Super League Euro final tomorrow between defending champions England and the world champions Spain. Women's Africa Cup of Nations finished in a thrilling 3-2 win for Nigeria today. Morocco was leading 2-0, and Esther Okoronkwo scored and had 2 assists. Okoronkwo with AFC Toronto. So 3-2 the final there. Paquin. Abdu. Cross to Whitaker, who's up front. Whitaker trying to go 1v1. Hill looking forward. Headed away by Green. Bilbao. Calgary can't quite get it out of their end. Bilbao under pressure. Donna back to Hill. Abdu. Abdu was looking for Whitaker. And that'll go out of touch. Latifa Abdu, Coach Robert Rosatoyu said nothing is impossible for her. She can score from anywhere, and she looks to do that. Always working on her game as well, just the little things, both feet, turning, shooting. Hill back to Karpenko. Whitaker finding some space inside. Bilbao, that's a lovely ball to Sauvé. Sauvé across! And somehow that does not go in. That'll be a foul. Have to have another look at that, but Laurie Thibault had a glorious opportunity. Look at this ball by Charlotte Bilbao. Such experience, finds Megan Sauvé. Sauvé, lovely cross, and just the timely tackle by Ali Green and Michaela Moore, combining both New Zealand internationals to stone Laurie Thibault. Steph Bukovic in there too. Complete team effort by the Calgary Wild to keep that out of the goal. Abdu! Just wide. And Calgary just collecting themselves there. Just the pass. Trying for that outlet pass and did not get to Savitsky, and on the foot of Latifa Abdu, and might be one she wants back, but Calgary lucky there. 2-0. Still the scoreline for the Roses. Two big opportunities there for the Roses to add some more to their lead. Montreal playing a little casual back there. Steer was in pursuit. Sauvé turns. Moore with the tackle. Sauvé wins it. The cross in. Abdu. The shot! Off to the side of the netting. Montreal is buzzing again. This time, Noemi Paquet. And the strike just off the side netting. Michaela Moore got a piece of that. Moore has been busy defending in the second half. So far, the Roses have not been able to get one through. Short corner. Savitsky stops that. Abdu still on the ball. Hill earns the corner kick. Good look at Stade Boreal on a Saturday night. Hosts Roses ahead 2-0. Latifa Abdu will come and take this corner kick. And then it comes from Abdu. Savitsky, clear that up the pitch. Allow Calgary to move up. Whitaker. Picked up by Moore. And all the way back to Karpenko. Montreal still with the bulk of possession in this match. %57%. Back to Karpenko. Timely header from Storty. Quickly played into Thibault. Thibault. The cross is not there. Bukovic will launch that up in the air. Cotton candy colored skies out there in Laval today. Beautiful look at the skyline. Fans treated by not only the product on the pitch, but the atmosphere as well. Felicia Roy, nice turn. Steph Bukovic will pick that up. Wolfsma under pressure from Thibault. Out for a throw-in. You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. Bilbao. Out for a Montreal throw. A couple more substitutions for the Montreal Roses. Felicia Roy coming out of the match. For Mara Bouchard, three-time All-Canadian with McGill in U Sports. And Felicia Roy, another solid game from the youngster, the 19-year-old. Lara Shank also leaving the match. Jody Smith into the game. Abdu. Whitaker. Whitaker's pushed up. Bilbao from distance! Handled by Bukovic. Montreal's gone through all their substitutions for tonight's match. Minutes remaining. Doherty Howard looking to engineer something for her team. Does she have something here? Threads the needle to Steer. Steer. Thurton. Wild still have it. Ball a little long for Steer. Just join it a little bit offensively. Just in that final pass. Penkel will switch the side on the goal kick. Waste a little time. Second half tonight, Montreal with the advantage, 4 shots to 2. Just one of those shots on target for both teams. Moore, nice interception. Looking forward, looking for a target, and blocked by Paquin. Moore demanding some movement from her team up front. Doherty Howard. Wilson. Green. Ollie Green looking for that quick throw. Moore and Rolfsma in the back. Whistle down, free kick for Calgary. Green. Wilson. Bilbao always checking over her shoulder, knowing where her teammates are, but knowing where the opponent is. Storty. Sauvé in pursuit. Storty will try and let that run. Sauvé pulled down. That'll be a card for Storty, tugging the shirt. She was trying to let the ball run, but didn't have enough mustard on it to get over the line. Lots of contact from both players, but the jersey tug is what Carly Shaw McLaren saw. Chance for the Roses. Interesting position here. Latifa Abdu on the ball. Almost like a mini corner kick. Drives the ball in. Past Thibault. Smith to Whitaker. Back to Karpenko, well out of her net. She'll drive that forward. Sauvé earning a throw-in. It really is a beautiful night in Laval, Quebec at Stade Boreal. Picture postcard. Substitution now for the Calgary Wild. Sarita Thurton coming out of the match. Tegan Stewart coming into the match. The 17-year-old. Tegan Stewart with a goal this season. Came on the same day she graduated high school. Nice memory for the photo album. Capadonna. Still Capadonna. Another corner kick. Lucy Capadonna, very heads-up player at the center back position. 12 starts this season out of 13 matches. Abdu on the corner. Svitsky got a head on it, was looking for the foul. Abdu gets across in. Doherty Howard will try and dribble that out of trouble. Gets the throw in. Rolsma gave it away to Thibault! What a save that was by Steph Bukovic! And Lori Thibault's been stoned again. And Rolsma just had a look but did not see Thibault standing there, and Bukovic just with sticking her leg out. Cat-like reflexes. Crowd looking for more. Referee Carly Shaw McLaren will want to have a word here. Capadonna and Maddie Wilson getting a Bilbao on the corner kick. Savitsky just launches that into the crowd. Under 10 minutes to play at Stade Boreal. Smith. Sauvé. Out for another throw-in. Okay, Montreal is having another substitution because of a head contusion. They're allowed to have that, so Latifa Abdu out of the match. Mathilde Lachance into the match. Let's take you back to 53 seconds into this game. Latifa Abdu off her left foot took a deflection and went in, and there's the celebration, the opening goal of the game. Christy Gray is into the match for Calgary as well. And Jackie Savitsky out of the match, so some late substitutions for both teams. It's Christy Gray. We're looking up to Gray. Christy Gray quick into the game and quick into the books of Carly Shaw McLaren, yellow card. Robertson. Gray popping over top. Was looking for Danielle Steer. Handled by Hill. Calgary would love to get on the board here. Montreal, though, only allowed 9 goals against this season. Tough to break down. Bilbo pops over top. Vukovic off her line. For a Calgary throw. Another throw in for the far touchline for Grace Storty. Backhand, flicks over top. Just out of touch. A note for another throw-in. It's like a magnet over there. Storty goes long this time. And again, long up the pitch. Steer giving chase. Karpenko off her line. Doherty Howard. First touch was good. Second one covered by Thibault. Whitaker. Approaching 90 minutes. Thibault chasing it down. Poked away by Rolfsma. See how much added time there is here. Any opportunity there is for the Calgary Wild to get on the score sheet. 3 minutes of added time. But it's been Montreal buzzing pretty much all game. The press causing incredible challenges in the opening 5 minutes. Robertson. Back to Karpenko. La chance. Under pressure from Wilson. Steer. Stewart. Nice little touch by Stewart to Doherty Howard to Christy Gray. Karpenko off her line. Another Montreal throw, they'll march up the field again. To Lachance. A nice opening up there by Whitaker. Lachance will time waste. Just about 30 seconds or so left in this match. A solid home performance from the Montreal Roses in front of their fans at Stade Boréal. 3,200 fans on hand. And one last corner kick. Megan Sauvé on the ball. Team co-captain. Another 90-minute performance from Sauvé today. And into the box it goes. Far post headed away by Green. And that'll be it. 3 points and the victory all goes the way of the Montreal Roses. Goals by Tanya Boychuk and Latifa Abdu. It's the Calgary Wild 0, Montreal Roses 2 on a beautiful night at Stade Boréal. Robert Rosatoyu congratulating his team and staff on their performance tonight. He said he wanted to see more goals, especially more goals at home, and he got it tonight from his 2 star strikers. A clean sheet for this woman, Anna Karpenko. And the Calgary Wild, the road woes continue. They'll look to turn things around against AFC Toronto in their next match at McMahon Stadium. Happy fans tonight at Stade Boréal. They turned out under the lights. Celebrations on one side and question marks on the other. You see the 2 Memphis Tigers, Boychuk and Storty, having a little photo after the game. We'll look at their post-game stats after full time. Montreal Roses, the bulk of possession, yes, the bulk of shots and shots on target. It was those early 2 goals, though, within 5 minutes that were the difference makers today. Well, next Saturday, we're calling it Super Saturday. Why not? It's a triple header. So join us, won't you? Halifax and Montreal are at the Wanderers grounds. They get things started. Then it's the Calgary Wild hosting AFC Toronto at McMahon Stadium. And then over on the West Coast at Swangard, it's the Vancouver Rise and Ottawa Rapid FC. Well, thanks for watching us on CBC Gem, the NSL, brought to you by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Signa Butler. On behalf of our crew here at Dome Productions, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.